Now we're on to the agenda part.
All right, give me just one moment here, Madam Chair.
Yep.
Boy, Jason, it seems like multitasking is not your forte.
Not when I'm doing this many votes.
Oh, for crying out
I
loud.
say it depends on what it is.
You know,
All right.
you could offer to help him, Terry.
I tried, but he just kept taking it.
So,
All right, so roll call for the September meeting.
wait a minute.
Mr. Parliament. Oh.
Gotta do my thing. Hi, this is Diane Gary, chairperson of the Finger Lakes Regional EMS Council. It is September 20,
8th.
2020, and I'd like to welcome you to the September meeting. Can we have a call to order and move along into the roll call?
Yes, Madam Chair, if I may ask a question quickly of our parliamentarian. Are the new
Yes.
members now voting members of this meeting?
Yes. Yes.
Outstanding.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, I will add them to our list very quickly. Laura Brewer, Eric Williams, Valerie Schoen, and I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Kevin Lightfoot.
Sorry, Hoss. All right, so we'll do a roll call for the September meeting. Bill Little.
Present.
Ryan Mace.
Yes.
Ryan O'Kay.
Here.
David Hubble.
Here.
Carol Bailey.
Here.
Diane Gary.
Here.
Aaron Reese.
Here.
Everett Ferguson. Everett, you still with us?
You're muted, Everett.
I'm here. Sorry.
There he is. All right. Gloria Lance Taylor.
Here.
Sorry, Fiona Jarrett Thelwell Dunphy. I skipped you.
Here.
All right. Fiona and Gloria. Jackie DeShaw.
Here.
Myself, I'm still here. Jeremy Harris.
I'm here.
Kevin Becker.
Present.
Matt Spruill.
Here.
Nikki Kelly.
Here.
Mike Moss.
Yes.
Miles Pearson.
Here.
Patty Pearson.
Here.
Ray Kriegelstein. Absent. Rich Mumford.
Here.
Sandy Johnson.
Here.
Ted Smith.
Here.
Terry Phillips.
Yes.
Tyler Harris.
Present.
Laura Brewer.
Here.
Eric Williams. Eric Williams.
I believe he signed off, Jason.
Oh. Okay. Valerie Schoen.
Here.
And Kevin Lightfoot. Kevin, I see you. I can't hear you.
I'll text Eric and have him get back on.
Here.
Okay, there's Kevin. All right.
Already calling him, sir.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Madam Chair, you have a quorum for the September meeting.
Thank you. Introduction of new members. So Laura, you're up first because you're start with a B.
Okay, I've been an EMT for 18 years with Romulus, 22 as a firefighter there. And I currently work at Delago as an EMT security guard.
Thank you. Welcome to council.
Thank you.
Our next one is Kevin.
Good evening. Worked in the region for 19 years, current chief at North Seneca, and looking forward to what comes next.
Thank you. Welcome. Valerie, do I say this right, Sean?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, thanks.
Hi, I've been in EMS since 1982, paramedic since 87. New to New York, though, only here just about 2 years.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thanks.
And Eric Williams. Did we get him yet?
He is not back on yet.
Okay. Moving right along.
And Madam Chair, if we can just introduce, we have two representatives from the Bureau of Health, Department of EMS, Mr. Brian Weedman and Mr. Ed Majors with us tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Good evening and congratulations to the new members. We look forward to working with you closely.
Thank you.
And Ed Major loves like 3 a.m. phone calls. Just loves them.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Moving right along, and I don't think we had minutes from last meeting due to COVID because it was kind of a weird meeting. So going into the secretary's report.
Nothing to report after attendance at the annual meeting and this meeting. I'm sure we will have some members to drop, but with the exception of one person, everybody's attendance is in good standing. If anybody has contact with Ray Kriegelstein and would like to reach out to him to maybe see what his intentions are, he's pretty close, if not all the way, to being removed from council.
Thank you. Treasurer's report.
Matt, can I steal your thunder?
Yes.
So the treasurer's report was sent out as of August 31st of 2020. So I want to report though that last week we received $168,000 from New York State Department of Health, Bureau of EMS for back quarterly reports that had not, quarterly vouchers that had not been paid. So while the 8/31/2020 says that we have $73,498 in checking and savings after we deposited the check, and as of today, we have $239,072.72. So we are okay. We have touched base with the auditors and the accountant, making arrangements for the accountant to come up sometime towards the end of October to look over the books and put everything in order for the accountant to come in December as usual or early January and do the full procedures of the audit and everything. And usually we see him, for the new members, usually we get to see him at the January meeting. So just to give you a heads up on that. The other thing though that you need to know is the state is looking at trying to keep the two contracts or two grants for the council on the same date. So the council's $25,000 always ran April 1st to March 31st. They have put forward an extension from 4/1 of 20 to 6/30 of 20, and it would have been 25% of the $25,000, so it would be for $6,500. Currently, right now, it is sitting at the Attorney General's office awaiting approval. We can't voucher for it until we get something from the state stating that they have approved this, and then John and I can move forward and voucher for that amount of money. And then going forward from there, the council contract would then run July 1st until June 30th. And again, we're coming up to the end of the first quarter of that because the first quarter would be July, August, and September. And so that has not been approved yet. We're awaiting some documentation for the state, and the same for the program agency contract, which is July 1 of 2020 to 6/30 of 21. So we're kind of just sitting there. As soon as we can get that through the Attorney General and they approve it and send it to us, there's a new process through Grants Gateway that John's got to do to get all of this stuff entered for that. So right now we're on hold as far as that part goes for getting any more money other than just for class money. The other thing to let you know for people questioning some of the dollars in and that is with the state changing to computer-based testing, it has changed the way the council will receive some money for sponsorship, because as you know, we only receive the money for those students that successfully pass the written exam. And in the past, when we would do the testing on the third Thursday of every month, usually within 4 weeks or so, 6 at the very latest, we had the test results for the whole class and we could voucher accordingly for that. Now it's the kids take it, or students I should say, can take it I hate to say willy-nilly, but it's about right, because I send the practical exam stuff to the state. The state then has a couple of weeks to push it across to PSI, and then PSI has whatever time they take to notify the students that they are eligible now to sign up for a written exam. And then the kids can go in and take it whenever they want to sign up for it. Could be 2 days, could be 2 months. So we now, at the end of every week, I have to go in and check and see who is tested that week to see if we have any students that we can go back and voucher for. So it's a little cumbersome, a little time consuming, a lot of time consuming, I should say. But that's just the way it sets. And that's my end of Matt's report. Does anybody else have any questions on it?
It's the best report I've ever given. Thank you, Donna.
Nice job, Matt. Nice job.
I worked all day on that for you guys. I hope you're all happy with that.
I have a question on bank charges.
Sure.
There's two entries on the profit and loss sheet. What are we paying the bank for?
You have to pay the bank $2 a month for each account. We have a payroll account and we have a regular account. And there's a $2 charge each month for each one of them. And that is realistically, go ahead.
That's reflected.
I didn't hear you, Everett.
That's reflected in the $50? That's reflected in the $50?
Yes.
This is an annual financial report and it doesn't come out to, well, I just call that to your attention.
Okay, I'll check it, but I know there's a monthly fee for each one of those accounts.
Donna, this is Sandy. Is it a fee for the account or a fee for written reconciliation paperwork?
No, it's $2 a month for Community Bank. Unless you go totally online, it's $2 a month for you to receive an actual statement. And the auditors want an actual statement. Even though I could print it out online, they still want one that comes through. Then whoever opens the checks, so either the treasurer or whoever of the board opens them, you've been that way, Sandy, is then they have to look at them and then initial that they have actually opened a bank statement and have reviewed it.
So it's the cost of having a statement, a written statement each month from the bank rather than in fact doing it all online.
Correct.
Thank you.
What's the matter? Is there anything else for Donna or Matt? Moving right along into training and ed, Bill.
Training and ed report was sent earlier this morning to everyone. Not sure if anyone has questions. I can real fast go through and highlight in case someone has not been able to see it.
Jason Haig, I make a motion that we accept the training and education report as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Moving into executive, we have been kind of busy. We've had several FOIL requests. We've been working on that. Thank you, John and Donna, for all your help. Other than that, just plugging right along. Does anybody have any questions?
This is Sandy Johnson. Can you give us any information on what the FOIL requests are leading to or anything about that?
I cannot because we're virtual. If we were not virtual, I would feel free to speak, but I don't.
Diane, is that class still coming up
What class?
for the new evaluations?
You'd have to ask Donna that one.
Okay.
What?
Brian, are you talking about the instructor and the preceptor training?
No, the one for the new out of hospital for EMTs.
Oh, for the practical stations?
Yes.
The instructors in that are meeting in October to go over that. And there's more information that should be coming on Wednesday or Thursday when we have a sponsorship meeting from Gene Taylor at the state. So, and then after that, you know, once we figure that all out for the instructors and that, then yes, we will hold something for evaluators.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Moving right along into public relations.
Just to let you know that the classes were advertised to the papers as a 401c3 not-for-profit. I put those all out for the fall classes. John's done some stuff online about, obviously, we got some new members. There was a beautiful flyer on "Don't you want to join us?" Type deal. So that would be, unless somebody else has done anything, that's what he and I have done for public relations.
And we got 4 members out of it.
Yes. Thank God for John.
Mm-hmm. I'll second that.
Anything else for public relations? Moving right along into REMAC. Jason?
The REMAC met last month. There was some discussion on, I was mobile driving my mom up to visit Dad at Strong for the meeting. So I'm just going off the cuff of what I remember while I was driving. There was a lot of discussion about the use of nitroglycerin in the field for CHF. There was extensive discussion on the SCT protocol tag and specialty care transport protocols and guidelines that should be revisited in the next meeting in a couple of months. There was also some discussion on the RSI committee and the RSI classes moving forward. And there was a plea, as usual, strongly echoed by Dr. Davidoff for all ALS agencies to have representation at the ALS committee meetings. And unless anybody's got anything else, that's what I got while driving down I-90.
Jason, one just additional item is the REMAC approved a minimum standards ALS clearance recommendation.
That's right. Yes.
That was approved unanimously by the doctors, and that will be distributed to agencies shortly.
Anything else for REMAC?
That's all I've got, Madam Chair.
Good. Moving right along into State EMS Council. Jason?
I actually forgot to send, I apologize, forgot to send my minutes from the State EMS Council. I apologize, I will send those out this evening. We met virtually last month. There was some discussion there about nitroglycerin in the field as well. There is an issue with Part 800 regulations not allowing anything to be carried in an ambulance in a glass vial that's 500 milliliters or higher. There was some passage of a motion for the Bureau to have the authority to hopefully talk to the commissioner to have the ability to do some emergency regulation changes to hopefully allow some nitroglycerin to be carried in the field again. The big business item was the CON appeal from Ezra's Nashim in the New York City region. Ezra's Nashim is Hebrew for women helping. They are a all-female, they've been for quite some time an all-female first response group in the Borough Park area of Brooklyn to take care of Hasidic Jewish females by Hasidic Jewish females. For those of you who don't know the environment down there, there is the Hasidic Jewish male transport organization called Hetzola, and they've been around for quite some time. They have a very strong presence. The CON was denied for Ezra's Nashim to have one BLS transporting ambulance by the New York City REMSCO. There was a multiple month-long process between the Bureau and the SEMSCO. We actually had a couple public hearings that we attended, and it was passed by the SEMSCO to overturn the New York City REMSCO, and Ezra's Nashim did get their CON. Subsequently, I was then quoted in the New York Post for my argument for them to get their CON and my argument for choice. That took up a better portion of the REMSCO meeting. Not a lot out of CMAC. There was a couple discussion of protocols, but that's all I've got. And like I said, I will send the pages of minutes to you guys from all the committees. I apologize for not sending them out further.
Is there any other questions for Jason in regard with State EMS Council? If not, moving right along, Everett, into legislative review.
Nothing to report. The governor's making all the decisions.
Thank you.
Imagine that.
John, how about program coordinators report?
So we've been busy with miscellaneous items here, mainly focusing on our REMSCO and program agency grants and getting those up and running and documented, and learning the new processes in the Grants Gateway, which is interesting to say the least. And we're beginning the motions of trying to get the conference agendas going again. We did attempt to have a meeting that I think most of the conference committee forgot about. It was only attended by myself and 2 others. So we'll be attempting that again here shortly. Unfortunately, in the day that we're in, we're probably going to have to plan for having it both virtual and or in person, where it will likely be a virtual conference the way things are going. So just trying to figure out different avenues and how we can achieve that and still keep the quality conference that we put on. End of report.
Thank you, John. Is there any more questions for John? Moving right along into Donna's. Oh, John, I'd also like to thank you for all the work you're doing on the FOIL request. It's greatly appreciated. Donna, where did she run off to?
Oh, I'm right here. What do you want?
She's coming.
Yes. What do you need?
Your report.
FLCC report.
It was sent out. Anybody have any questions?
Jason Haig, I make a motion that we accept the FLCC Administrator's Report as submitted.
I'll second it.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Moving right along, Terry, nominating committee.
Everything's been done. If you weren't watching and weren't listening, give us a call. We'll try to fill you in.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah. I have no unfinished business, but we do have some new business. Moving into our CON cost. We need to vote on that tonight to change or to keep. Our policy states the CON schedule of initial deposits, new territory, expansion of territory, and municipal conversion to permanent all cost $8,500, $8,500. The expansion, the transfer of territory is at $6,000. I don't know if a lot of you remember a couple of years ago we raised it and we kind of got shut back down. So these fees have been stable. We also have a policy statement in our policy that states if we should spend more than the allotted amount given, we have the ability to bill for that. So I just need to know what everybody would like to do on this. Would you like to stay the same? Would you like to increase it?
Let's keep it the same for now.
Diane, have we had any instances where we had to bill additional?
No. No, we've
Then
been,
I think it's reasonable to keep it where it was.
so I need a motion.
Make
So
a motion
moved.
to maintain current prices.
Second.
I have a motion by Jeremy Hatter, seconded by Patty Pearson to keep the fees as same. Is this a roll call vote? I think it is.
Yes.
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 Mr. Secretary?
All right. Bill Little,
Yes.
Brian Mace,
Yes.
Brian O'Kay,
Yes.
David Hubble,
Yes.
Daryl Bailey,
Yes.
Diane Gary,
Yes.
Aaron Reese,
Yes.
Everett Ferguson,
Yes.
Fiona Jarrett Thelwell Dunphy,
Yes.
Gloria Lance Taylor,
Yes.
Jackie DeShaw,
Yes.
myself, yes. Jeremy Harris,
Yes.
Kevin Becker,
Yes.
Matt Sproul,
Yes.
Mickey Kelly,
Yes.
Mike Moss,
Yes.
Miles Pearson,
Yes.
Patty Pearson,
Yes.
Rich Mumford,
Yes.
Sandy Johnson,
Yes.
Tad Smith,
Yes.
Terry Phillips,
Yes.
Tyler Harris,
Aye.
Laura Brewer,
Yes.
Eric Williams.
Did not rejoin.
He did not rejoin. Valerie Schoen
Yes.
and Kevin Lightfoot.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes unanimously, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there any other new business that needs to be discussed? That being said, I have several names I have to read into our records. This is for New York State violations. Christina Asento, EMT number 344314. Francis Feely, EMT number 349910. Latasha Wright, 304899 is her EMT number. And Eva Santiago, 421683. They have all had suspended for 6 months. I'm sorry, Latasha was revoked. Let me look again. I thought they all were just suspended. And voluntary surrendered was Francis Freely. But they have all had sanctions against them. And we have one ambulance service placed on probation for 2 years, suspended for 1 year effective 9/14/20, and placed on probation for 2 years effective 9/14/20. And that's Bedford Sturvevant Volunteer Ambulance Corps from Brooklyn, New York, 11221, agency code number 7143. Is there any other concerns or questions for the council?
Madam Chair, should we ask the DOH reps, see if they have anything to report?
Mr. Major?
Yeah, good evening. Just a couple of things. I'll be as quick as I can. I just wanted to emphasize that the Bureau, we are still fully engaged with COVID activities, from airport operations to Abbott testing sites, setting those up, and other activities across the state. We are moving forward with full service inspections coming up. We'll be back to doing that, but we'll be doing it in a little bit of a modified approach, where we'll send out a request for the agency to do provide us with policies and procedures in sort of a self-study prior, so we can get a lot of the administrative stuff out of the way prior to the staff coming to do the full service inspection. But there'll be more to follow on that. I did want to emphasize that not only is the Bureau fully engaged with COVID, but you probably have heard that I've heard that the Bureau has fined agencies up to $18,000 for failure to social distance or failure to have masks on. We do have a process across the state related to enforcement actions and a process to checks and balances related to social distancing, mask requirements, and all those kind of components. However, every entity that we would approach, we would certainly proceed with due process, and it starts off with a warning, a statement of deficiency, but there are other state agencies that are out there inspecting businesses and that kind of stuff. So it is important to be cognizant of those things, that it's not just the Bureau, It's a state operation related to ensuring compliance with the COVID restrictions. So I did want to bring that up, but we did hear some hyperinflated fines that not only the EMS agencies were being fined $18,000, but the employees were being fined in a similar fashion. Although both can be fined, due process would ensue, and I just wanted to clarify that. So the only other activity, the Vital Signs Academy is still running, up and operational. Be sure to keep alert for that related to CME changes. And there are, Vital Signs is coming up. It's going to be virtual, as you all know. And I don't have any other comments unless there's questions at this point. I thank you.
Are there any questions for Ed? Moving right along into Mr. Weidman.
I think Ed pretty much covered it. So,
Way to pass the buck.
yeah.
Is there any other questions or concerns for the council?
Madam Chair, I'd just like to go on record and thank all who have reached out to myself and my family over the last month or so, and we appreciate your support. So I wanted to go on record and say thank you for that.
Thank you.
That was good.
Major
That
operation.
was good.
On our prayers.
So with that being said, I'll see you all November 23rd, same place.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor, say bye.
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 Thank you.
Or you say, oh, yes, I'll second.